So that was Lindsay on her story on becoming a pro boxer. And now we're on to the final episode of this documentary series, and we're in Warrington, which is a town that is known for its rugby. Any guesses to what team that I'll be joining?
About 18 months ago, a lot of the Super League clubs was having women's teams. We hadn't had any girls' teams in Warrington for a long time, and myself and Lee Mitchell worked out in the community, and we got asked by the club, listen, what's the possibility of starting a women's team? You know, and when we looked at the big picture, if we were going to start a women's team, we needed some foundations, so we needed to start build from the bottom and have some junior teams to come up. So once we did start the women's team, there was a steady flow and a pathway for the girls to come up and play for the open age team. So we started with just training for fun with the girls, an open trial for the women. We had 50 turn up. So then as soon as we had 50 turn up for the women's trial, and we had about 80 kids turn up for the kids training things, we knew that there was an appetite for it in Warrington. So we just pushed it, and this is where we are today.
More than 30,000 women and girls now play rugby, which has made it one of the fastest growing sports.
Been massive over this last year. First time I got involved with it, I didn't know what to expect, and I was really surprised with how tough they was and how committed they was. You know, as we've built up through the season and the team's got some resilience, the players have just kept coming and coming and coming.
I think it's really good, like more professional clubs are starting to invest more in the women's, and that's just promoting the game even more. I just think people are more aware that women can play rugby, and like more clubs like Warrington Wolves are getting involved in a women's team and advertising it more.
What's so unique about Warrington Wolves? What makes playing here so different?
I came here because my husband plays for the men's team, so it was just easier to just come here so both of us play for Warrington. He didn't so much inspire me. I've always played since I was young, but he did give me that little extra push to come and play for Warrington. Yeah.
With Warrington Wolves, we're treated really well compared to other women's teams. Like we get all these facilities, we get really looked after.
I like the bond that we've got as a team. Like all of us are fairly new to each other, and we bonded really like straight off. We're more of like a family, and I think like with the coaches, they've set that environment up for us. Like there's no cliques in our team, and that's what I like about it. Captain to me is like being a leader on and off the field, but it was a hard decision to accept being the captain because I'm actually quite a quiet person. The coach said to me that I lead on the field, so I think the girls follow me when I'm on the field.
No, do you know, I think women have wanted to play for a long while. For whatever reasons they haven't done or they've not been able to. I think with the way, you know, some of the girls train now in the gym and, you know, and play physical sports, you know, some of the games are as physical for the women, what I'm watching, as what they are for some of the men's game. You could put some of the women with the men, but if it was, you know, balanced up between two men at each other and two women, I think they'd be the same, very similar force.
Has the gym work proved to be an advantage for the team?
The gym work's as important as field sessions. You know, at the beginning of the year, we're pretty lucky that we've got a guy that used to work with the first team doing the S&C. You know, and that our girls had never, you know, they'd done little weights in the gyms and stuff, but then when they come here and they'd done some powerlifting and, you know, wrestle and stuff like that in the gym, when we played our first few games, other teams were going down injured every 5 minutes, and we're thinking, wow, is this what it's going to be like all year? It just shows how much that gym, you know, and doing the weights makes a difference, because we were just tougher through doing the weights and stronger and a little bit more physical than the other teams. So it is massively important.
For a lot of girls, I know, like they're day one fans, and for them to run out on that field is like a massive accomplishment for them. So I think all the girls will go extra hard for those girls.
100%, like the club's promoting it massive this week for the semi-final next week. You know, we're hoping to get over 2,000 in there, and a big majority of schools coming in to watch them as well. You know, and seeing them girls on the field might encourage some of them to come down and give it a go themselves. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic at the games as well with the women. You know, they have all the young girls that play for Warrington come and watch them as well. Don't have to make a difference. It's a good environment to be in.
What goals did they set at the start of the season, and did they change?
Started off and we said, you know, we thought we was going to have a tough start to the year because we are new and we have got so many girls that hadn't played before. So we set a goal of finishing in the top 4. If we finished in the top 4 coming into this part of the season, we'd be where we wanted to be. Also have a good run in the Challenge Shield, which is just below the Challenge Cup. You know, 5-6 weeks in, we started changing our goals. We got through to the quarter-finals of the Challenge Cup, and then obviously we've won the league. So our next one now is obviously winning the grand final and getting promoted to Super League for next year.
Yeah.
Throughout this series, we have learned that all sports are growing at a huge rate, and there are no differences in physicality. We've learned that Preston ladies are on the road to have a better season than last season, and have put their struggles behind them. We've learned that Lindsay is on the road to becoming a pro boxer and reaching her dream, and the Wolves, well, they are literally on fire and in a league of their own. Thanks for watching.